So I wanted to talk about what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying that the storm came because of, you know, Jamaica's disobedience and stuff like that. A lot of people are also saying that the storm is man-made. Some are saying no, it's natural. And my take on it is not whether it's man-made or natural. My take on it, I don't necessarily believe it's a judgment of God. I do know that Matthew 24 tells us about pestilences, famine, wars, right? The sea and the waves roaring. And that's what I believe. It's the end time, and these things were prophesied, and prophecy must be fulfilled. I do not subscribe to, oh, it's because of, the hurricane is because of evil in the world. Yes, that we see that like with Sodom and Gomorrah where destruction comes, but where we also see where Job had destruction in he, we also see where Job had destruction in his family because of the devil. The devil caused destruction. And we are not to think that everything that happens, oh, God caused this. Yes, He would have allowed it because, of course, He has to permit it for it to happen. But He not necessarily is the cause of it. And something we must understand is, yes, I guess in a secondary sense, it is because of sin, because we, Adam and Eve, our foreparents, allowed sin to come into this world. And with sin coming into this world, then we got natural disasters. In Eden, the Lord created an environment that was perfect. No rain, no rain. Rain did not come until Noah's time, right? I do not believe necessarily that it's because of these things, but we do know as well that evil towards the end time, meaning because Jamaica is so wicked. What I do know is that people have suffered a lot of suffering. I still have not heard from my family in Slipe St. Elizabeth. Um, I'm sure their phones are dead, they're marooned, and it's just a sad situation. So devastated. We're trying our best in every way to assist, but the point is everywhere is experiencing something right now as the Bible foretold. You know, um, I have a subscriber on this channel that's from Trinidad, and I asked her how she was checking in how are we doing, and I asked her how's Trinidad. Hey there, you know yourself, and she responded, boy, tensions are high because we're right beside Venezuela, and the war is about to is well, a war is brewing in the sense of Russia and Venezuela are putting their forces together, and the US has come over into Trinidad basically, and setting up bases. So tensions are very high, and overall, the crime in Trinidad and stuff like that. We have crimes in Jamaica, so it's nothing on Trinidad. Trust me. Just relaying the fact that they are facing their own thing, which will also affect us here. Anywhere there's war, if there's war close enough to you, you're gonna feel it. We know, yes, the war just stopped over there in Palestine, in Gaza there. But the point is that was going on for how long? The Ukrainian war is still going on. We see a lot of natural disasters happening. It's not just here, it's everywhere. And everybody is getting something. So it's like global. All of these happenings are global. And we ought to realize that is because of where we are in the world right now. You understand? It's not that we're not going to be sad. It's not that we're not going to be um, you know, moved emotionally by this. I'm telling you, Papa G got mentally, I had to tell him to just take it easy. And even myself, I don't get acne. Wednesday morning, my whole face had started breaking out, and I said, "Okay, I noticed this is stressing me. Sometimes you don't even know you're stressed." But these things will happen. However, we have to find comfort in the fact that God is coming soon. And this is why these things are happening. The earth is groaning. It's about to give birth to the new world. It's about to give birth. We are not here for long. We should see these things and just this like earth and say, okay, the devil has really done a number on this planet. And that's it too. I believe the source of this, whether natural or man-made, is specifically from the devil. Whether he has used men or just nature itself, whatever you want to believe, the source is the devil. And that's what I wanted to point out. We have to identify the source. Some people will now, want to blame God. No, 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 no. Um, this is not from him. He's not a God of destruction like that. He wants us to prosper. He wants us to do well. But we have to come to him and come to know him. Trust me, his heart is aching. His heart is aching for all that is happening, all the devastation and the destruction. But these things were foretold and they will come to pass. They will. I know so many persons that have lost so much. It is really heart wrenching. But it's not only here. And I saw somebody said to me, these things don't happen in Jamaica. They happen in Palestine and they happen other places, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and then you watch them on the news. And I'm saying that's the point. Everybody is getting a taste. And very soon we see that war will break out. War is about to break out. We cannot think that this world is going to be here forever. And my people, if you're Adventist, you know where this is tending. You know that this is tending to a place of, um, you know, them talking about the judgments of God is falling on the earth. And if you don't keep the Sabbath, which is the Sunday that they are going to say, if you don't keep the Sunday Sabbath, right? You will be you are causing this to happen, and those who keep the real Sabbath, Seventh-day Adventists, are going to be the ones that will be ultimately persecuted. All of this is tending to that. Another thing that I see with this storm as well, because light is gone, no ATM, service is gone, no debit or credit card machine is being in use, your money is being spent. Like, you have to just spend your cash. And I can see where the digital dollar can easily come in now, because after you've spent up all the cash, and they might try to bring that in, right? And I see where that's just, I spoke about that. That's just going to be a lot of frustration, because there's just no way that our system, where we always have power outages and internet problems. I'm not saying how that's going to be. Another thing as well, destruction will lead to the universal basic income. Everybody's going to want to be able to send their children to school. Everybody's going to want to be able to eat and to provide for their families. And so it's going to be very easy for us to take a universal basic income and depend on the government. And this is where the mark of the beast can easily come in. It's just tending towards everything. And right now in the US, you see where they're stopping the WIC program and the SNAP program, meaning food stamps and government assistance to people. And you can see where people are literally saying, if they see somebody who is able to afford groceries, they're going to rob them. They're going to go to the supermarkets and rob the supermarkets and loot because they have to eat. This is civil unrest that is brewing. We can see that happening everywhere. It's not isolated to one area. And if you're in an area and you think that's not happening there, it will come. I even looked at it, and I remember when we used to see things over in China and say, oh, COVID is over there, not coming over here. Or even we sit here in Jamaica and we see devastation everywhere and we don't see them coming in our area, and we say, okay, it's not happening in my area, it's not happening in my area, so I am not going to I am not perturbed about that. No, we have to pray. And if you are watching this from an area where you're not having natural disasters, war, and everything is calm, cool, and collected, pray, because I'm promising you it will happen. My experience with this storm, mercy, it was so terrifying. It was so terrifying. The wind, the house was shaking. My mother was like, is that an earthquake? It felt that way. It felt as though it was an earthquake. The house was shaking. Mercy. It was something else. I think for us, we learned a lot from Beryl. I said that in the previous videos, and the preparation helped us, because I know we would have taken in a lot of water. It would have been much more destructive to us, to the house. The farm is gone, but the house would have been destroyed. And I said to myself, this is why preparation is important. Preparation is paramount, because if you are there and you see something happening elsewhere and you prepare. People, you don't see that we need to think about times like this when we can't buy and sell. This is an example, it's like we're having really birth pangs for real. Little times of no buy, no sell, or where it's difficult to do so. Because when I go anywhere now, they're like, don't, no card, only cash. If you don't have cash, you can't buy anything because the internet is down, the light is down, everything is down. My people, may we really see where everything is tending. And as I said, whether man-made or natural or whatever, the devil is at the devil is at the core of this. The devil is at the core of this. And we must be able to identify that. You understand? I hope you are well where you are. Please pray for us. Our family, we still haven't really heard from them. They've been marooned and we're trying to see how we can get supplies to them and get help to them. We don't really know. We're still bewildered by that. I'm having to pray and just be in the word and find comfort in that the Lord will take care of them because I honestly do not know. And I'm seeing as well where country property, choosing your country property is very important. Not going to low lying flood prone areas, going to areas that are not necessarily even tsunami prone. Of course, you can't do anything about an earthquake, but you have to think about all these natural disasters too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just something to think about, my people. Have a good one.